Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day. Heidi, do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Oh, I thought you would never ask. It is Thursday, the 19th day of March. Today, believe it or not, is National Certified Nurses Day.
Oh, that's
Hats
a
off to
perfect
them.
day to them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And certainly a good time to celebrate our nurses and everybody who works in that field. Also, National Chocolate Caramel Day, or do you say caramel?
Yum.
How do you say it?
Caramel.
All right, so it's National Chocolate Caramel Day. It's also National Let's Laugh Day, which I think is also important.
I laugh every day, all
do.
day long.
That's why she married me, because I try to make her laugh. And I stress the word try to make her laugh. National Poultry Day, so it's a good day to celebrate chickens. National Farm Rescuer Day today, and spring.
Farm Rescuer.
I don't know. That's what it says on here. And spring begins today. Also, I got to tell you, it's another Dear John letter, and I have somebody to help me once again.
Oh, my gosh.
I've got, today, a really good letter. It was posted on Facebook yesterday from Concerned Grandma, and I have, believe it or not, Joe Frost, the original Super Nanny, joining me from Lifetime TV.
If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should consider joining us for this amazing vacation.
My wife and I have been to this event the last 3 years, and we've had a blast.
Join us at the Sands.
Hear amazing music from Billy Idol,
Cheap Trick,
Belinda Carlisle,
Little River Band,
The Hooters,
Tesla,
Howard Jones,
and many more.
Plus, meet awesome stars from movies and TV.
It's the best week ever.
Learn more right now at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A study found that Boston has the worst traffic in the country. You hear that noise? That's Los Angeles laughing. I have not driven in the traffic in Boston, so
No, but we have driven in Los Angeles.
And I've been in traffic in New York. I've been in traffic in Chicago.
Yeah.
I've been in traffic in some of the biggest places, and the worst place that I have been in traffic is Los Angeles.
Oh, for sure.
And that usually is the top of the list. So I don't know what's going on in Boston that it would be even worse. But my heart's out to the people in
Note to
Boston.
self, don't drive there.
There you go. Thanks for listening to Surveys and Studies and Such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Back in February, police noticed a 39-year-old Michigan man traveling on his bicycle going the wrong direction on the street. Caught their eye. He was trying to break into a couple vehicles.
Of course he was.
It says after he was stopped, the man explained to police he was merely trying to get across the road. Sure. He identified himself and agreed to a pat-down. During the search, they found a small object in his pocket. He had said, I have no idea what that is. They found another item, and it was a folded lottery ticket commonly used for packaging narcotics. Officers asked the man if the bindle, that's what they call that, contained fentanyl. And he said, these ain't my pants. I borrowed them from my cousin.
Borrowed pants before he went to break into cars.
Turns out that he was arrested for possession of heroin and fentanyl,
sorry, dude.
which is a felony. So there you go.
Number one, never borrow somebody else's pants.
Especially if they have drugs in them. Just a good
period.
note.
Why would you wear somebody else's pants?
I don't know.
I don't have to. I wash my jeans.
I just don't think.
I'm just saying, don't wear somebody else's jeans.
I'm pretty sure they were his pants and they were his drugs. That was just
pretty
an excuse.
sure.
That is what happens, though, when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Weekend box office numbers hit a 22-year low, and there are some people saying that maybe we should just shut down the theaters. But it says here, 44% of Americans want the theaters to stay open, and I can understand that. Here's the one thing that I will say. I remember just a few short years ago, do you remember this, where we didn't have Netflix, we didn't have any of that stuff?
Yeah.
And people would talk about Netflix and chill, and I would jokingly say, no, we don't do that. We VHS and stress.
Yes.
And now we do Netflix and chill. I kind of like it. It's kind of nice to be able to push a button and watch just about anything you can think of.
Yeah.
So I can see where that would be pretty handy. And when I say you can watch just about anything, America's Got Talent, probably not going to be able to watch that. They stopped filming, so I don't know if that's. I don't think it's live. Is that live? Maybe it is. I don't know.
Were we talking about the theaters?
No, we were. Now we're talking about America's Got Talent. And just in time for social distancing, Frozen 2 has been added to Disney Plus 3 months earlier than they planned on doing it. They said families are home with a bunch of extra time, so they decided we're going to just do this. The most recent Star Wars movie, The Rise of Skywalker, has also been released earlier than planned. So they just said, you know what? Instead of making you wait, we're going to just put this out there.
You're home already. Let's just rack up those numbers.
There you go. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Drinking too much can ruin your life. Alcohol and drug issues can cause problems at work, at home, and pretty much everywhere. If substance abuse has taken over your life and you want to quit, there is help. TimeForRehab.com could be the first step in the right direction for you. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find a new life beyond addiction. Your insurance company may even cover the cost to help make this happen. You can learn more now at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Professional soccer games in Spain and Portugal and some in Germany are playing right now with empty stadiums, but they're still playing the games. I could insert a certain team that I won't mention that's probably used to playing in empty stadiums. See, the reason I won't mention them is because I'm not a sports guy. So I have no idea.
I don't know. You have no clue.
No idea. But on Facebook, when I was reading about this, there were everybody that dislikes certain teams are all saying, oh, so-and-so's used to that. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are said to be crushed by the, quote, unnecessarily cruel Megxit jokes. So they had the Brexit, and now they're going with Megxit. There's all these jokes about Megxit. It's where Meghan's gone. They're getting rid of Meghan.
I think that's probably appropriate because this has not happened. This is unprecedented.
There's a lot of things unprecedented.
So, you know what? Fine. Bye-bye. But don't be surprised when the Britons all turn their backs on you. If you're turning their backs
you don't want to be a royal. We're going to quit treating you like a royal.
You're doing the same thing to them.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
What do you expect from the Britons?
I don't know. I just think that everybody needs to just try to get along.
I don't blame them for saying, bye-bye.
See you later, Megan.
Don't let the door hit you way out.
You done over there?
I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Why don't you just take a breather? Former crack dealer from the streets of New York has now become a celebrity cupcake chef online. That's kind of cool. Well, I'm glad they got a new life going. That's really neat. I'm sorry, let's try that again. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have flipped an Arkansas mansion for about $1 million profit. So they have a program on TV. Well, they did this flip and they made almost $1 million profit. We should flip some homes, Heidi.
Right. I don't think we would have that same kind of luck.
Probably not. Dennis Quaid. I've always liked Dennis Quaid.
I do too.
I think it's really cool. And was it Ellen that had him do the video?
Yes.
Where he had to go into a coffee shop and say, Dennis Quaid likes his coffee.
Is here.
Dennis Quaid likes his coffee.
He was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
he just
a great
seems
video.
like but he played along and had some fun with that. He has postponed his wedding. He's 65.
I didn't know he was getting married.
Yeah,
That's
Laura,
awesome.
his fiancée, is 26. They postponed the wedding.
Yikes.
And there's some people that are not too thrilled about those two getting together. But you know what? At the end of the day,
Big age difference.
it is. But you know what? It's not you, so stay out of it. Queen Elizabeth has fled Buckingham Palace. That's in the news. I don't know why anybody would be shocked about that because there's a lot of other places she could be. It's not like that's her only residence.
Only house.
And Madonna's longtime choreographer is featuring headless bodies in his newest feature video. I don't really understand why. I mean, some of the artwork that people do, it's like, oh, it's art. Some of that I just don't get. And I try to be, really into different things and stuff and, pretty easy to, but I don't get it. I just don't. Thanks for listening to your Scoop of the Day on the John and Heidi Show.
Introducing InsuranceChicken.com. Why InsuranceChicken.com? Why not? Another insurance company has a duck, one has an emu, and that other company has a lizard. So InsuranceChicken.com is no more silly than any of those. Is it time for you to cross the road for your insurance? Don't be chicken. Check out InsuranceChicken.com. We'll help you peck out the best insurance rates we can find at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And it's time now for Dear John Letters.
Dear John, Dear John.
All right, I got a good Dear John letter here today, Heidi, and I've got somebody on the line that's going to help me answer it. Here's the Dear John letter. Dear John, my daughter has 2 boys, 4 and 5. They are always fighting and getting rough to the point where they've broken furniture and hurt one another. I've tried to help my daughter get them to behave, but they won't listen. My daughter told me she does not want or need my help. She says it's just boys being boys. As a grandmother, I'm concerned that this will get out of control and somebody will get hurt. Am I being overly protective or should I butt out? Any advice for a grandma who just wants to make sure nobody gets hurt? Signed, Concerned Grandma. I posted this on our Facebook page yesterday. Got some folks that have chimed in with some good advice. And we reached out to Joe Frost. That's Supernanny from Lifetime TV. We've got Supernanny Joe Frost on the line right now. I'm going to ask for some advice here. Should she butt out or should she help? What do you think?
No, I think she's given advice. You know, she's an extended family member. And let's face it, I have to salute all those grandparents out there that are doing an amazing job right now when they thought that they'd had their kids and they were just going to be grandparents. We have a very high percentage in this country of those that are doing now co-caring and child-caring to substitute basically our problem of affordable childcare in this country, you know, and families are having kids and they're saying, hey, Grandma, this is expensive, you know, can you help out the kids here and there? Or some grandparents are actually raising their grandchildren due to, you know, one circumstance or another. Because family members, you know, we want to be able to help our kids, right? And I think it's come from a very good place. You know, this grandma is not, you know, I wouldn't use the word protective. I'm sure she is protective. But this is a concerned grandma because she's seeing unwarranted behavior. There's a difference in roughhousing and wrestling and the kids messing around and having some fun. And then there's disrespect. And when you've taken it to the space where you're breaking furniture and you're not listening to your parents, and you are disrespecting and hurting one another, then it's gone too far. And I think that's what this grandma was trying to say. Look, it's gone too far. The kids can be kids and have fun and mess around, but now at the cost of not respecting their own belongings, other people's belongings, and you're not in play as a parent in telling these kids that this is not acceptable, it's not okay. And I think that's really where she's coming from. And it becomes a situation that when a parent is heard this, you know, it can be very sensitive for them because there'll be nothing greater than your children's behavior to pinpoint or be a reflection of how you're parenting. So this is probably a mother right now who I'm going to say for the better of mankind is one who does care, right? She's not being neglectful.
Yeah.
She does care about the importance of her children being raised with respect and manners, but doesn't know what to do to help the situation, and so has become very defensive. And I think really to help any family, the importance of being able to deliver, look, I know it must be really hard for you at times, and you're trying to juggle so much, and you're doing an amazing job. But I've noticed that the kids are behaving X, Y, and Z. And I really think you should be mindful of that because I'd hate them to feel that it was okay, you know, to behave this way. Is a better delivery than some families know how to have that conversation. And that's where it becomes easy for me to be able to go into a home and pinpoint because family can become very sensitive when they hear from other family members. But the truth of the matter is, this grandma's correct. If that's how these children are behaving, then they do need to know where those boundaries are. I think it's important for parents to understand their children's personalities and temperaments, to encourage these kids to have fun together, but to understand that at the age of 4 and 5, you know, they're almost practically twins, right, in the fact that as much as they will in their own development, create a close bond, it means that at the same time they'll argue a lot as well. So kids scrap and argue and, try and work out who's going to be the more dominant one, who has their way, and yet at the same time forming relationships for them to be able to help is a good thing. If this parent has told the grandma that she doesn't want her to intervene, that she doesn't want her to get involved, then I would say to the grandma that perhaps she could have another try in being able to say, look, I respect you don't want me to get involved, but perhaps, you could understand the importance of these kids going to school and what that means for them. Is there anything I can do to help you? Maybe, let's face it, the Supernanny show's on every Friday at 8 p.m. I'm an author of 6 books. So, maybe we could drop a fine line of, buying a book on Amazon or watching the show together, right, for this age, and setting some boundaries, and the importance of that, in being able to help this mother. But I also think it's important to look at how we can help this parent through what may be causing that. It might not just be that these 4- and 5-year-olds have not got rules or boundaries or being praised. It could be because this is a single mother, I don't know, who is working and comes home and is not present with the children, giving them enough time, and so they misbehave because they're not getting enough of their mother's time or attention when she is home, and it becomes more of a conveyor belt production line in getting the kids fed and in bed without actually having any time to relax, to laugh with the kids, to have fun, so there are amalgamation of a lot of things. At the end of the day, if this grandmother has exhausted every option, then the only thing that she can do is to step back and understand that if the mother has said, I do not want you to be involved, I do not want your opinion, I do not care what you are saying, then this grandma has to show up as grandma and know that she has her own rules.
Absolutely.
So when the kids come to her house, this is grandma's rules. And kids very quickly understand that whoever's company they're in, this is how it goes down when they're here. And hopefully what she can shape when she's with the children, hopefully will help them when they are with their mother and understand the importance of that,
Absolutely.
But it's hard, you're in a rock and a hard place when you're trying to help family without, with healthy boundaries. And I think that's important to everybody to understand. But as much as you might have an opinion, you have an opinion because you love and you care. And delivery is important, but so is healthy boundaries. Because healthy boundaries allow us to be able to sustain good relationships, whether that's with our partner, our co-workers, others in our lives, our relationships. So, again, to this grandma, there's a few options there and a few pieces of advice that I hope are tangible.
Absolutely.
For her to be able to be courageous in moving forward in this capacity.
Joe, let's talk about Supernanny. When can people find you on television if they say, hey, I want to hear more of this? You've also got books they can purchase, but let's first talk about Supernanny. Where can we see this on TV?
Yeah, so we're brand new, season 8, brand new, 20 episodes. Families are already watching every week. It has moved to Friday at 8 p.m. We heard the families. They're like, put it on at a time we can watch. So it's 8 p.m. on a Friday. So hopefully those kids will be tucked up in bed and parents can listen. Or with the older children now, a lot of families watch the show as a gateway to talking about different family challenges that come up so they can talk to their kids. And we'll be watching a brand new episode every week, every Friday, which would be fantastic, across America. And we've broken the walls to the Supernanny format this season. When I came back, it was important to help every type of family, every age, and to be accessible to any family across America. And that's certainly what we've done. So we are helping teenagers, teenagers, toddlers, blended families, single families, gay families. I mean, the whole shebang.
That is awesome.
And And hey, I'm turning up everywhere. Traveling across America, helping different families and their parental challenges.
Well, Joe, we appreciate you taking some time to chat with us. Thank you very much for your help on my Dear John letter today. And again, thank you for being our guest on the John and Heidi Show.
Please, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Again, our guest today has been Jo Frost, also known as Supernanny from Lifetime Television. In addition to this award-winning series that she has on TV, she's got a couple of different books out as well. We've got a link to her books and to her television program in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. If you'd like to chime in with your advice, you can do that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should consider joining us for this amazing vacation.
My wife and I have been to this event the last 3 years, and we've had a blast.
Join us at the Sands.
Hear amazing music from Billy Idol,
Cheap Trick,
Belinda Carlisle,
Little River Band,
The Hooters,
Tesla,
Howard Jones,
and many more.
Plus, meet awesome stars from movies and TV.
It's the best week ever.
Learn more right now at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Apple pie is not actually American.
I know
So
this.
some people say it's American as apple pie. Well, then it's Asian. It says apples originally come from Asia. The first pies were baked in medieval Europe, actually. So I guess it would be European. Even the concept of putting apples in a pie traces back to a recipe in England in 1381. Nevertheless, the phrase American as apple pie turned up in 1924 and became a common saying during the Second World War. There you go. It is today's fun fact.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline China. Here's something that you should never do for your girlfriend on her birthday.
Okay.
A guy in China knew that his girlfriend's birthday was coming up and he wanted to get her something special, something thoughtful. So he made an appointment for her to have cosmetic surgery that they hadn't talked about.
Oh, yeah, that's
to be enhanced
a bad idea.
In the chestal region.
That's a bad idea.
She did not appreciate the gift and kicked him to the curb.
No.
So, yeah, that's a bad plan. But that is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
Drinking too much can ruin your life. Alcohol and drug issues can cause problems at work, at home, and pretty much everywhere. If substance abuse has taken over your life and you want to quit, there is help. TimeForRehab.com could be the first step in the right direction for you. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find a new life beyond addiction. Your insurance company may even cover the cost to help make this happen. You can learn more now at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Now some weird news coming your way courtesy of WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Face masks that supposedly protect from what's going on in the world are in short supply, but men in Japan came up with another idea. Some men have been shown on Twitch. What is Twitch?
I have no clue.
Twitch streamer. I don't know what that means. I think that's like Twitter and YouTube and all of those things.
I really don't know.
It's a social media channel that I don't have because we're not cool. But anyway, they're wearing women's underwear over their faces.
Okay.
So that would probably look nicer, too. They're fancy and frilly. Hopefully they're new.
Well, if they're dirty, that would make you
no,
twitch.
No, Twitch is the name of the company.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The Twitch streamer by the name of CJ San discovered that when visiting Japan. A couple of men walked up to him with their newly purchased face coverings, and he was talking to the men on the sidewalk about dancing when another man, also wearing something on his face, walked by. Says the face masks have become popular in the wake of what's going on all over the world, but they say it's not necessary. And the WHO says wearing women's underwear on your face, not going to help either. So if you'd like more information, I do have a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Now, your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. According to court records, the panics that are happening all around the world have turned to toilet paper shortages in some places. Well, a Florida man was arrested at 1 a.m. when he stole some toilet paper tissue from a neighbor's vehicle. I've never heard of such a thing. 25-year-old Safraz Shakur burglarized a Dodge vehicle parked in the residence of his neighbors in Clearwater, Florida. He was recorded on Ring video surveillance entering the vehicle's the unlocked back seat, so they didn't have the vehicle locked.
Right.
And swiped a roll of toilet paper from a six-pack. Okay.
Just one roll.
Apparently. They said this sells for $1 at the store that they bought it at. So the whole six-pack does. So the product was described as, I don't know.
Six-pack for $1?
According to this,
Holy
I don't
cow,
know.
that's a good
It's
deal.
from a dollar store. He was arrested on felony burglary charges, booked into the county jail on a $5,000 bond. His rap sheet includes multiple convictions for possession and sale of marijuana and theft.
Okay, so
This was literally one roll of toilet paper from six-pack, the total six-pack.
I mean, this
We're
is
talking
like
less than $1.
Right,
I just don't
for this
understand.
offense.
Yeah, just not a good plan.
You can't say, oh my gosh, look what he was booked for when he's been doing other things.
I know. But that is what happens when your brain is on drugs. Oh, no, that's not the right segment. This is just your moment of duh.
Introducing InsuranceChicken.com. Why InsuranceChicken.com? Why not? Another insurance company has a duck, one has an emu, and that other company has a lizard. So InsuranceChicken.com is no more silly than any of those. Is it time for you to cross the road for your insurance? Don't be chicken. Check out InsuranceChicken.com. We'll help you peck out the best insurance rates we can find at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is this hashtag fake news made up just to trick you and amuse me?
Okay.
All right, tell me. Fake news or Florida? A Florida man arrested for stealing a trailer full of toilet paper from a semi-truck yard. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
What makes you think that's fake news?
I just think it's fake news. Is it?
You've got a good fake
It is
news
fake
sniffer.
news.
You are so good at this.
Boom.
She's not always right, but she's quite often right. And today, you're wrong. No, just kidding. You are right.
I'm right.
I actually made that one up. I don't have any other fake stories. So
you don't have to explain yourself.
No, I'm just saying,
it's okay.
if anybody else would like to chime in and give me some fake news, because you guys are way better at this than I am, you can do that through our website, JohnandHeidiShow.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to JohnandHeidiShow.com. Again, JohnandHeidiShow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Everybody get ready for Heidi to start drooling, and there's going to be a big mess in here.
Uh-oh.
Here's the good news story. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively donate $1 million to food banks.
I love him.
I know you do. He is such a cool dude.
I
Ryan Reynolds,
love
Blake
him.
Lively, donating $1 million to two major food banks during the pandemic that's going on. They announced that they're going to be donating to Feeding America and Food Banks Canada. So two different organizations that are very similar but different. They're donating $1 million split between the two. And they said that right now they need a lot of help. So in addition, they put a bunch of other information on here. They were saying that they'd like to have other people do this. And then they put Hugh Jackman's phone number.
That's fantastic.
And it's not really his number. Those two, by the way.
They have a silly
yeah.
feud online.
They do.
It's hilarious.
And it really is. It's really funny.
Is funny.
And I think that they, so many times like this, do something nice. And I would not be surprised. And maybe he already has. Maybe Hugh Jackman's done something really nice in response.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But it's really
awesome.
neat. I've got a link to the story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for choosing to listen to this station at this time. I know there's a lot of things you could be doing right now, but I really appreciate you tuning in during this program and listening to us. This is my wife. We have so much fun here. And if you would like to chime in with some advice, even though we got some great advice today from Supernanny, She had a lot of advice. If you would like to chime in with your advice, you can do that on our Facebook page for our Dear John letter. It's at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.